Okay, by now you've probably seen pictures of the 2026 Subaru Outback if you're watching this video, and the reaction on the internet has not been good. Most people are unanimously hating this thing, and I've had a lot of fun posting reels and reading some of the comments, people talking about how it's, gone the way of the Hyundai Santa Fe, how they'll never buy another Subaru Outback, how, the design language is all wrong. But I'm gonna tell you today in this video that I think you're overreacting just a little bit, and I think this thing's gonna be okay. Now, if we take a look at some of the spy shots here that have come out, they are not very flattering at all. And they're not designed to be. The way these vehicles are tested, it is supposed to, mask how they look. But you can get a general idea of the size and shape of the vehicle and what some of the redesigned features are. The biggest thing has been the change to the back here, where instead of sort of a sloping station wagon look, now we have more of an SUV style. And that's where most of the negativity is coming from. And a lot of people feel like it's just not a Subaru Outback anymore. And that's fair. And if you look some of these angles, the vehicle does not look very good. Like, this is a very, in my opinion, unflattering angle of how the vehicle looks. The vehicle's turning, it looks really high. You can't see the body cladding. So you don't really get a true sense of what this vehicle is going to look like on the road. Of course, it's got really basic wheels on. I think that look like they're borrowed from the Subaru Forester. The vehicle's not going to look great when it's being tested on the road. But a lot of the criticism, again, comes from the shape, and I think we're overreacting just a little bit. Here's a shot of the back where you can see more of the SUV opening here. Now, I wonder if more space isn't necessarily a bad thing in a Subaru Outback. It'll seem a little odd, I think, when this vehicle is released if it doesn't have a third row. I haven't seen any reports suggesting that it will have a third row, but most vehicles of this size with this type of shape at the back now do have a third row. The Hyundai Santa Fe is an example of that. And there's another shot. Okay, here's why I think you're overreacting. Let's take a look at a picture here, or rendering, that Car and Driver has just put out. I'm personally wondering if Subaru kind of pushed ahead with this and suggested to Car and Driver, hey, we need to kill some of the negativity here and let's get a rendering out that doesn't reveal everything, but will give people a little less to worry about. When I see this rendering, I think it actually looks pretty good. It is more SUV-like. It does bring, it does have some Ford Explorer vibes, or some different vibes of other vehicles. But I think it looks good. It follows a lot of the recent trends with car manufacturers to look a little bit more rugged. You've got the body cladding here, typical of Subaru. The split headlights are, again, polarizing for people. I think they look okay in this design. You've got a nice dark grille. You've got your roof bars here, crossbars built in, a standard thing for Subaru Outbacks for years now. I think this vehicle looks pretty good. And I think you're overreacting because, well, not only does it look sharp, but Powertrains, we're expected to have several versions available, including the standard 2.5 liter that's been around for a long time, now putting out 182 horsepower, a turbocharged version, putting out 260. I'm not a huge fan of the turbocharged version, but I am excited about having a hybrid as an option. Now, how many of us drive Subaru Outbacks and we're, in the city 90% of the time, stop and go, driving the kids to school, going to soccer practice, hockey practice, that kind of thing? How many of us would love to have a Subaru Outback that has, the fuel economy of a hybrid? And not only that, Toyota is partnered with Subaru on this. So Subaru will be using a lot of Toyota's hybrid technologies. And if you think of a car manufacturer that has really nailed hybrid technology, it is Toyota. Like, it's extremely reliable. I have friends with Priuses, old ones, RAV4 hybrids, super popular vehicles that have had a ton of success, super reliable. Toyota knows what they're doing. And now that's coming over into into Subaru products. So I think this is super exciting, how the vehicle looks, the new powertrains, just a nice redesign that feels better than just, maybe another evolution of this vehicle. I also think if you are critical of this vehicle and you don't like how it looks, you have other options within the Subaru family. You still have the Forester, which is more of an SUV, a little shorter. It doesn't provide that length maybe that you're used to. And if you're an enthusiast of, the Outback from way back when it first came out, as the legacy, you have the Subaru Crosstrek, which also, as of right now, is available with the 2.5, so you can have lots of power. Obviously, it doesn't have the same dimensions, but I feel like some of the spirit of the original Outbacks are now in the Subaru Crosstrek, which is a hugely popular vehicle. And I think this looks good. Now, if we take a look too at the interior, we see that it looks like you're getting physical climate control buttons, which everybody loves. I don't know anybody who loves, touchscreen climate control buttons or HVAC buttons. And it looks like a huge screen, which again, people and consumers want. And it looks like a digital or instrument panel as well. So this is gonna be pretty funky on the inside, in my opinion. I'm having a hard time visualizing what this will look like with a complete dash, but the vehicle is going to look sharp from the outside. It's going to have a pretty cool interior, at least in these higher trims of what we're seeing here. It's going to look really good. You're going to have that Subaru real-time all-wheel drive, and generally, I think we are overreacting. This is not going to be that bad. It's going to be okay, and like I said, you have other options if you do not like how this vehicle looks or how the evolution of it, or how the evolution has kind of progressed into what it looks like now. At some point you have to wonder, will vehicles ever start getting smaller, or do they just keep getting bigger and bigger and we keep introducing vehicles below them? So it's going to be really interesting to see how this progresses, but right now I think it looks okay. It's going to be that same vehicle that takes you camping, that takes you with your kayak to the lake, all of those things. You're going to go overlanding, whatever it is you need to do that you were doing in a Subaru Outback, you will be doing it in this vehicle. So again, I think the internet, huge overreaction. You are going to be okay in this vehicle. Let's wait and see what this thing actually looks like. And again, I'm a little suspicious here. I'm wondering if Subaru kind of encouraged Car and Driver to put this out. If this is what it kind of looks like, I think we'll be okay. Anyways, you disagree with me, please leave a comment. And as always, I'd love it if you liked and subscribed. I am moving towards creating more videos on new vehicle releases and still focusing on Subarus. I always want to expand. It's just time is hard to come by sometimes. Thank you for watching. Bye.